in this. I guess with this being the first time we've talked to you, just what went into your decision to choose Alabama as your next stop?
I mean, definitely Coach Saban. Who doesn't want to play for Coach Saban? And the culture. The guys around here, how they are so eager to win. It's just a blessing for me to be here.
Stephen?
Henry, when you got here, what made you feel the most comfortable? Was it a player of a team? At the moment you got to Tuscaloosa, what gave you the most comfortable feeling?
It had to be. So I'd known Christian Harris before actually we both enrolled in college. Met each other at the Army All-American game. And then he opened me with welcome arms, and the whole entire team did. And I'm truly grateful for the guys on the team. I'm truly grateful for them, welcoming me as a brother.
Nick Kelly.
Hey, Henry, I'm just curious, with the time you spent with Coach Pruitt, a guy who had been at Alabama before he went to Tennessee, how did that help in your transition at all, coming to this defense and learning this defense?
Definitely. Coach Pruitt, I give a lot of props to Coach Pruitt. Taught me a lot of the game, taught me a lot of the system, similar systems, similar defense, and being able to learn it from him and then come here and apply the teaching that he taught me and kind of, take it on from there with Coach Saban and Coach Golden, really helped me in my transition here. So Coach Pruitt helped me a lot.
David.
Henry, I know you could probably write a book about it, but just how crazy was your January, where it looked like you might stay and then you had the folly? I mean, Pruitt had that situation.
Yeah.
What was that time like for you, and how crazy was it?
When I was in the portal, it was kind of a crazy time for me and my family. But, it was honestly all through faith, all through our prayers as a family and sticking together as a family. I'm trying to find the right home. And I'm truly grateful for my decision. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be part of the family. And, it all worked out perfectly fine.
John.
Yeah, Henry, I'm just wondering, how comfortable were you coming in and handling the play calling duties and everything? And did you know that was going to be your role? Because there's not a lot of positions where you can come in and just start immediately at Alabama.
When you come in as a new transfer, it's kind of a different thing. You're not a freshman, but you're kind of an upperclassman. But, I took it the way, try to get to know the guys, try to build relationships with the guys, because that's the biggest thing. You come in here with a group of team that's been together and you're the new guy. So I didn't really come in with the mindset to be the defensive caller, to be the signal caller. I wanted to be that guy that they can trust, that they can call at night, in the morning, whenever they needed me. So that was kind of my approach, to be able to just build relationships with the guys so that it can translate on the field.
Tony.
Henry, just coming out of high school, how close were you to joining Alabama the first time? And then how did that kind of influence your decision, obviously choosing the transfer?
Alabama was in my top 3. Definitely was one of my top schools coming out of high school. Built relationships here. And then honestly, when I got in the transfer portal, kind of just picked up where we left off when I was in high school.
Michael.
2 real quick, if I could. Just what happened with your arm the other day in the game?
Just a little sprain, nothing too serious.
And secondly, just your size and your speed. How do you describe your game and how, unique or how the game has evolved for a middle linebacker to have your size and your speed?
Definitely try to use that to your advantage. I try to be, as smart as I can, try to know the playbook as much as I can, try to, know the opposing team as much as I can. But it also comes with the coaches. The coaches do a great job of coaching us as a linebacker group, as a defensive whole. Our coaching staff, is one of the best in the country, is the best in the country. So they do a well job of preparing us throughout the week to have us knowing what's coming up.
Cecil.
Hi, Henry. According to many of your teammates, you weren't just a quiet guy when you came in. It was in the locker room. You tried to be a leader. What's behind that? What's your mindset? Even though it's your first year with the team, you are an experienced player. How do you try to convey
Honestly, definitely it starts with, having the guys trust you. It all started in summer workouts when I first got here. Honestly, being able to gain the guys' trust to be able to have my ability to speak up, when I don't see something that's right. But it all came with trust. If the guys trust you and the guys know that you'll be able to do the right things at the right time, then your leadership qualities can apply on and off the field.
Charlie.
Yeah, obviously you guys lost Chris Allen in the Miami opener. Just in your time here on campus, what have you seen from Drew Sanders, and how confident are you that he can step into that role?
Definitely. Drew is a really hardworking guy. Ever since the time that I got here, Drew has been doing a phenomenal job of, in the weight room, on the field, in the playbook. But not only Drew, every single person in that outside linebacker group, I believe that if they step on that field, they'll do a really great job of, filling in that place for Chris. We got a really talented group of guys that are willing to work.
All right. Final two questions, Stephen and then David.
Henry, speaking of that talented room at outside linebacker, you build a relationship with those guys. How have you seen just a young guy like Dallas Turner grow so far?
Yeah, Dallas has a great group of guys in his room that he's able to look up to. Will, Chris, Drew. You also got Braswell in there. He has a whole bunch of guys that he's able to look up to that are great examples, that he can model himself after and that he can better himself after. So, I think Dallas is doing a really good job of that, of growing.
And final question, David.
Henry, do you still keep in touch with Tyler or Jeremy or any of the Tennessee players? And I know that's a long way off, but have you thought about how strange the end of next month might be?
Definitely. I mean, those are my brothers, man. Been to war with those guys. And those relationships that you build aren't just going to fly away. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely keep in touch with my Tennessee guys. Watched them play last week. I was truly happy that they got a win. But, yeah.
Thank you, Henry.
Appreciate it.
Jameson will follow if you want to go ahead and prepare questions. All right. We'll start with questions for Jameson. Stephen.
Hey, Jameson, just kind of what went into your decision to come to Alabama, and how quickly did you feel comfortable right when you got to Tuscaloosa?
Could you repeat the first question? I only heard the second one. I'm sorry.
Can you unmute, Stephen?
I was saying, how comfortable did you feel about your decision to come to Alabama, and how fast did you get acclimated here?
I was real comfortable coming to Alabama. It's a great environment. I love the environment, everything. I feel like I fit in well with my mindset and these guys' mindset that I play with, my brothers. So I felt real comfortable.
Mike.
Yeah, there were a few former Alabama receivers at the game on Saturday between Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle out on the sideline. Did you talk to any of those guys before or during the game? And just how much do you already feel like you're part of that group that's been around here the last couple of years?
Yeah, we talked, the guys was on the sideline. We talked during the game, before the game, just chopping it up. And I feel like I'm a part of those guys. I was a part of those guys when I committed to Alabama out of the transfer portal. So, once you're Bama family, you're family.
Nick Kelly.
Hey, Jameson, just wondering, how fast have you run before? Like, what's the top speed that you've run before?
I think in the national championship, Dr. Ray told me like 24 or something, but I'm not really sure on that. So I would have to go back and check, but I'm not really sure on the speed.
Charlie.
Hey, Jameson, just how quickly did you start to mesh with these fellow receivers you're playing with, and also Bryce Young building that chemistry with the quarterback? How quickly did that start to come along for you?
I would say it happened fast. It didn't take a lot of time. When you're trying to do certain things, you get going with things. So I feel like me and the guys fitted in well. We became brothers quick. About first day I got here, we all linked up. everybody showed me love. Everybody showed me love when they seen I committed to Bama on Instagram. So everything was pretty much simple. We just had to go to work.
Tony.
Jameson, first off, just is this what you were expecting when you came to Alabama? Just I know it's just been 1 week, but is this kind of what you were expecting, the impact? And then also, did you see your high school head coach his reaction to your 94-yard touchdown?
I would say it's pretty much expected. Like I guess so. But yeah, I seen my coach, Coach BG. He went crazy. I love that guy. Very, very intense. He coached me hard. You know, these are the things we always talked about happening, and it just happened to happen week 1. You know.
Michael.
Back when you played Alabama last year in the championship game, were you at all thinking, was the transfer thought even entering your mind yet? Was Alabama something you were thinking about, or was that for the future?
No, not really.
Katie.
Jameson, kind of going off Tony's question about that touchdown, just kind of take us through that play and what you remember, and what does it show about the poise of Bryce as a young quarterback that he almost gets sacked on one play and then throws a 94-yard touchdown on the next?
I feel it was a real good play by Bryce, standing up in the pocket, still getting the ball out. And then, you know, it got in my hands, and the rest was, you know.
Cecil.
Hey, Jameson, how involved was Alabama in recruiting you out of high school? Where were they contact you? Did you visit? How much contact did you have with them before you chose Ohio?
To be honest, Alabama was, I would say, my second school behind Ohio State, but I made a decision to go to Ohio State, and things didn't work out well with me, so I entered the transfer portal, and you see what happened. I just ended up at Alabama playing for Coach Saban. At the end of the day, they say good things always come back.
Jacob.
Jameson, Coach Saban had kind of alluded to the idea of you being a feature piece in this offense a couple of times during training camp. But how early before the game was it decided that maybe in the script you'd get that first deep bomb opportunity on the first drive?
I'm not pretty sure. I guess it's just the perfect play calling, you know. It just came. We executed, and it just happened to be a touchdown, you know.
Charlie.
Yeah, you seem to have a good relationship with a lot of the receivers. You guys were celebrating a lot after all the big plays. So just what is that camaraderie like as a new guy? And kind of a two-parter for this, did those guys give you any grief whenever you fell down after that 95-yard touchdown?
Oh, I feel like everybody in the receiver room, they're family to me. Big brother, little brother, we're all family. You know, we're in the room every day. We with each other every day, practicing with each other every day, pushing each other, competing every day. So I feel like it was family. And in the game, we just get a chance to play against other guys, and we just happy for each other. Whoever makes the play, we're going to dap them up. We're going to chest bump. We're doing whatever we can to celebrate.
Tony.
Jameson, you were a high school hurdler, state record holder as well. Is that a part of your game? You know, we're used to seeing Najee Harris do that during the games. Is that something we're going to be seeing from you on the field?
If it happens to happen, then, you know, but I feel like that's kind of an instinct move. You don't think like, oh, I'm going to hurdle him. Like,
John.
Yeah, Jameson, I had two quick questions. One, you were asked about your speed earlier. Regardless of whether it's true, do you always kind of feel like you're the fastest guy out in the field?
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like that.
Okay. And the other one is how much excitement. I know there are a bunch of Alabama fans in Atlanta, but to play your first game at Bryant-Denny, how much excitement is there for that?
I'm real excited. All the guys keep telling me like the stadium is like none you've never seen before. So I'm just hoping, I'm looking forward to it real good.
Thank you, Jameson. And that concludes our press conference for today.